What's up, guys? It's J&A Exotics, and welcome back. Shake my hand. How we doing today? Today we're going to be doing a reptile room tour. I haven't done one of these in a while, but we have some new additions. We have big plans going on, which is why some of our reptiles won't be showcased today. I just don't want to give anything away. They're fine. They're okay, I promise. But without any further ado, let's jump into it. Hey, before we begin, if you guys like this type of content, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I'll also post my channel link right up here for you guys to go watch more content if you like. Thank you. So first we're going to start off with the emerald tree skanks. Everyone's out and about running around this morning. These guys are being housed in a Humid paludarium that measures 36 inches high by 18 inches deep by 36 inches wide. I keep this tank at 80 to 90% humidity at all times, and their basking spot stays around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The tank is a bioactive setup with live plants. There is golden pothos, wandering Jew, a bird's nest fern, a bromeliad, and a sorted plant from Petco, and there's also a mother-in-law's tongue. I had to start off with these guys because they are by far my favorite species to work with. Next we have our Dendrobates Lucamelas. They're being housed in an 18 by 18 by 18 exoterra tank. First things first, you're going to see a bunch of new leaf litter around on all my tanks today, and that's because I just replenished all the leaf litter. It just came in the mail. I felt like it was way overdue and I needed to put more in there. Secondly, all of my dart frog tanks are going to be overgrown like this. I just let the plants take over. I did this on purpose. I wanted to make sure the frogs felt comfortable in their enclosures, and I also wanted to recreate their natural habitat so it looks like they're living on the forest floor. I keep their tank at 71 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity always stays from 80 to 100% at all times. You'll notice on all three of my dart frog enclosures, I have glass lids. On the top, I replace the screens. That way it keeps the humidity inside the tank and it doesn't escape. I have 3 Dendrobates Lucamelas in this enclosure. Lukes are by far one of the coolest frogs you can keep. They're bold, they're active, they have an amazing call, they're hands down awesome. I highly recommend them. They're great for all level experienced keepers. Next up is our Santa Isabel dart frogs. We have 2 of them in here, but you're probably not going to see them because I barely ever see them. I hear them more than I see them. They're being housed in an exoterra 12 by 12 by 18. The humidity and temperatures are going to be the same as the Lucamelas. All of the dart frogs I keep, they stay around the same temperature and the same humidity. Inside this tank, you'll see watermelon vine, tiny tears, and java moss. Even though the watermelon vine remains dominant, you'll see that just take over everything. They do occasionally come out, but again, I never really see them. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen. It might be an older picture, but at least you guys can go and see them. The next enclosure houses our 3 Uphagopamilio, or blue jean strawberry dart frogs. Just like the Lukes and Santa Isabels, the tanks are kept at 80 to 100% humidity, and the temperatures stay in the mid-70s. This tank is mostly taken up by a big begonia salsa right in the middle of the tank, but then in the left corner right there, we have a white nerve plant. We will actually be able to see one of these guys right under this leaf. This guy always hangs out back here. I know this leaf litter is new, but he used to hang out here under the old leaf litter as well. Uphagopamilio are shy, but they're a beautiful species. Our next enclosure is definitely not the prettiest. It's actually my least favorite enclosure. It's ugly. But it's a 12 by 12 by 18 Zilla Tank. This houses our crested gecko. This guy is nowhere to be found right now, so I'm going to post a picture again on the screen just like I did before. It's going to be an older picture, but at least you guys can see him. So the story behind this tank, it was already made. It just looked ugly and I was going to use it to grow out some plants. But then I found the cresty and I was like, yeah, I can make something work. So I just put it all together. But he is going to get an upgrade. He's on the list after the next big project. We have a heat pad on the side of the tank and it's set to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And we also supply him with a 5.0 UVB bulb. That way if he just so happens to be out there in the day, he could benefit from the UVB. Up next is a personal favorite of mine. These are our Vietnamese Mossy frogs. The 2 of them are being housed in an 18 by 18 by 24 exoterra tank. I have the tank set up with a land portion as well as a water portion and a drip wall in the back. Since these guys are bigger frogs and they'll trample smaller plants, I just have a big golden pothos in the back, and there's also java moss growing on the land and on the drip wall. These guys like it cold, so I keep it room temperature, which in my case it's either from 69 or 71 degrees. The humidity stays around 70 to 80% in this tank. I do put leaf litter in the water because these guys do like tannin-rich water. Next up is another favorite of mine. It's our newer green-keeled lizard. He is being housed in an exoterra 18 by 18 by 24. His tank consists of cork rounds to climb on, a golden pothos, and some wandering Jew clippings that are actually growing in very nicely. Green-keeled lizards need full spectrum lighting, so he has a 5.0 UVB on the top, a tropical bulb, and he has a basking spot right here that stays around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This species is very, very active, and through consistent attempts of tongue feeding and just, going through the tank and doing daily routine maintenance, he's finally warming up to me and he's not that skittish anymore, which is great. Next, in this 10-gallon aquarium, it's our yellow-spotted salamander Sal. Now, if you're new to this channel, Sal was found about 2 years ago in my sister's basement. We had a very odd warm day, and then Sal ended up coming out, and he decided he was going to try to move into my sister's house. Unfortunately, when they did find him in the basement, he wasn't doing too good. He had fuzz stuck all over him, he was very dehydrated, and honestly, I didn't think he was going to make it. And I also didn't just want to throw him outside because there was still snow on the ground, and he probably would have just died. I had full intentions of releasing him back into the wild, but I was very attached to him, and I had him for so long, I really just didn't want to go and throw him back outside, so I ended up keeping him. Sal now is massive and he's extremely healthy. His enclosure consists of branches, leaf litter, cork rounds, a golden pothos, and there is one wandering Jew clipping in the corner over here, and I don't know if it's going to make it, but we will see. I'd say he spends like 80% of his time in his burrows. On rare occasion, I do see him up at night and he's inside his water bowl, and that's pretty cool, so I'll go over and I'll watch him for a bit, but other than that, he's underground. The next reptile is actually the oldest in our collection. This is our 18-year-old leopard gecko. This old girl is named Charizard, and she's being housed in an Exoterra 18 by 12 by 18. I made this background with the excavator clay, and I honestly didn't really like working with it. It made it this far, but I really don't like the way it cured and started to crack. Right now she's in her hot hide, and to her left there's a cool hide and a humid hide. The humid hide is full of damp sphagnum moss. Some people watching this might be worried about impaction just because of the type of substrate that's down there, but one, I tongue feed her. And two, if I don't end up tongue feeding her, she gets mealworms or waxworms right in the blue bowl, so there's no way she's going to end up eating substrate. I've done it this way for 18 years, and she's made it just fine. Last but not least, this is going to be another new addition. This is our male tokay gecko. He's being housed in his front curved opening tank. I don't know the measurements exactly, but when we got it, the box said it equals out to a 25-gallon tank. This little guy packs an attitude, and he will definitely let you know that this tank is his home. This tank actually isn't going to be his forever home. His forever home is going to be incorporated in this big project I keep talking about, but again, I don't want to give anything away just yet. It's a bioactive setup, and he has a golden pothos right there in the back left corner. He also has a few wandering Jew clippings. The humidity in this tank stays around 75%, and he has a basking spot that stays around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. He's not out right now, and I'm definitely not going to go looking for him because that's just asking to get bit, but I'm going to post a video and a picture of him from the first day we got him. Well, there you guys have it. That's going to be our September 2021 reptile room tour. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to watch more content, I'm going to post it right around here. And if you want to go to the channel and subscribe, I'll post that right around here. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.